Hello and welcome to the Now Educated podcast. So there's something I want us to appreciate as we get into 2023, and that is how you think affects what you become. So how you look at stuff like, wow, your lifestyle and your possibilities is really going to be what becomes your reality. So how we think about a task before we do the task definitely affects how the outcome comes in. And I want us to get the right mindset in 2023. This English. And that is, when it comes to wealth, it is possible for you. And I want to share some numbers, because sometimes when I just throw these statements, it just feels like some motivational speak. And let's use these numbers. And I want you to play along with me. And if you've got your pen, your calculator, whatever can help you do math, let's do this. Now, I want you to think about the amount of money that you earned last month. We're in February, so go back to January and ask yourself, how much money did I make in January? You got it? And I want you to take that number and divide it by 30. All right? I'll give you a few seconds to do that. It should be done. And I want you to look at that number. And if that number is less than $1.70, I want you to nod your head. Obviously, I can't see it, but I want you to do it nonetheless. But if it's more than $1.70, I got information for you. Do you realize that you earn more per day than over 33% of the world population? So if you earn more than $1.70, we can't really call you poor in the strict sense of the word, or living in poverty by the Human Development Report's definition. So let's move it. Now, I've just given you an earnings figure, but we all know, and Michael, who's been so gracious to come through and help us out, was sharing with me a stat that there are thousands, and there's a significant number of people who earn $100,000 a year, but they're still living paycheck to paycheck. So it may mean very little if all that money comes in and goes out. So let's talk about net worth. And net worth is looking at when you look at the property that has your name on it, that is in your custody, how much of that do you have that is not due to someone else? So we're saying, when you look at your assets and take away your liabilities, so that is when you take what you own and all the money that's due to you, your cars, your houses, your investments, and if you own a business, you take that and try and value that, and then subtract from that the stuff that you need to pay out, the people who you owe money to, all those things, and pay that off. The difference between those two, if it's positive, that's going to tell us that's going to give us your net worth. So I want to talk about, what does it really mean to be poor? And what could it mean if you looked at yourself as someone who was rich? Now, if you've got a net worth less than 10,000, right? Your command of global wealth as a community, as a group. So if you look at your net worth, if you do that calculation we've just asked you to do, and you come out with a figure less than 10,000, globally, people with a net worth of less than 10,000 command 1.4% of the world's population. That's global wealth, you're on 1.4%. And what percentage of that number, what percentage of the world is under 10,000? According to the Credit Suisse report, that's standing about 53.6% are people with a net worth less than 10,000. Okay? Now, if you're in that space, it doesn't mean you have to stay in that space. But if you're higher than that, if you've got a net worth higher than 10,000, what am I saying? You are literally richer than half the world population. Now think about it. How many times do some of you, especially in my country, Zimbabwe, I know tons of folks who've got a net worth greater than 10,000. But talk to them, they're telling you that they are poor, things are tough, they can't get a break in this world, they need to find some other country to go to. But the numbers don't lie. You're richer than 53% of the world if you've got a net worth greater than 10,000. Now the second tier, and this is how I began to define rich in number terms, right? And let's be very specific, it's strictly number terms for now. And that is, if you've got a net worth greater than 100,000 US dollars, then your command of global wealth is sitting at about 84%. So people with a net worth of 100,000 take up 83% of the world's wealth. And what percentage of that is that? What percentage of that population-wise? That is 12.4%. So if you have a net worth greater than 100,000, you are part of the 12.4% of the world. So you are in that 12.4 richest in the world. So you literally are not poor. You could actually be coming close on being wealthy. And obviously, what they call the ultra high net worth individuals, those are the people with a net worth of over $1 million, and they are about 1% of the world. So if you're coming up to 1 billion, you're really getting up to some of the wealthiest people in the world. Why do I share this with you? I share this with you because we need to define the game in a winnable way if you want to become wealthy in 2023. So stop calling yourself poor, because I've got a feeling that 50, if not 70% of the time, you're actually starting off rich. So my encouragement for you today is think of yourself as rich, working towards becoming wealthy. And if you've got a net worth less than 10,000, if you're earning less than $1.70 a day, it's not over. You are just one idea away. One thing that we've started understanding about building wealth, wealth is not just about trying to find more money. It's about becoming so obsessed, preoccupied and obsessed with serving other people's needs. Because you see, money is a certificate of performance. And the more you are serving other people, the more you attract more of it to you. So your move from $1.70 to 10,000, 20,000, 100,000 is just a decision you have to make and then follow through and act on it. So the more we work, the more we serve, the greater our network becomes, because we are doing something good out there. And if you're on the 100,000 and you want to get to 1 million, look at the ideas you have and how they can serve other people. And just like that, it's done. So 2023, this is the year where we really need to get into a space where we serve more, we save more, we earn more, and ultimately we give more to as many people as we can. My name is Terrence, and I hope that you're now educated. And as we always do, when you know better, we find other people who don't know better and help them know better. And collectively, when more of us know better, we do better. And just like that, everything gets better. I'm out. Alright, so if you're watching this on YouTube, firstly, thank you so much for taking the time to invest in learning and growing yourself. And if you believe that our content is helping you, you know what you need to do. You need to share this with as many people as you can, subscribe on that thing, so that allows us to reach more people. The aim of this channel, the aim of this podcast is to help as many people build healthy relationships with money. And we can only do that with your help. So remember, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications so we can serve you.